investors that have been looking in the old town, building hotels, which I know that you've been involved in.
Yeah.
So if you've got a plot of land or an existing building in the old town, which is residential,
Yeah.
how easy is it to obtain a license for a hostel, a hotel?
Here in the Estepona, like in any other village, you have the regulation in the urbanism department.
Yeah.
Okay, they can tell you, because as you know, the old town has some areas that are protected.
Yeah.
Okay, you've got facades that cannot be demolished.
Can't be touched.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We first of all have to go to the town council, look the planning, and,
Yeah.
and see whether in which area your property is going to be located. What I used to do, I used to apply for a cédula urbanística, which describe what you can do in that plot. Okay.
Yeah.
What it can be, what the use of that
Yeah.
of that area, and then we need to see what's the compatible use, usos compatibles,
Yeah.
which give you whether if apart from living you can make for any other activity, no, that is authorized. And then when we sometimes we even go to the town council, speak with the technicians and say, look, this is the situation, my clients, this is the area, we know, but we have this idea, and together we try to get an answer before the investment is done. Okay.
Yeah.
So we usually apply for this cédula urbanística, check the regulation in the town council, and then speaking with the technician whether if it's possible to adjust the use of this property to what we want, which is in the end the client wants to have a hostel or a hotel. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
However, it's not easy, because you have to fulfill lots of regulation if you want to have a hotel or hostel.
I can imagine.
It's not easy. I mean, it's a lot of regulation that if it's an old town, my advice, start from the very beginning. Demolish the existing building and build a new construction with complying all the legal requirements that actually are enforceable.
We spoke to an architect earlier who explained that you can build ground floor, first floor, and then a retranqueo, 3.5 meters back from the facade. Yeah. But there are areas, aren't there, in the old town, when you look at the planning map, where you've got 4 levels sometimes, and next to properties which are only 2 levels.
Yeah.
And in that instance, you have actually got plots which also overlap 4 levels and 3 levels and 2 levels.
We can find all different kind of situations in the old town. We've got, I found houses in the old town that are one above another property.
Yeah, exactly.
So rooms that are one.
Yeah.
Well, it was
very common. Very common
in the past.
Yeah.
We call it encabalgamiento, but this is a different thing. Yeah, we said most of these houses has been built a long time ago, when no one checked or no one cared about the obligation of doing certain, or they even had any obligation. So if you want to apply, if you want to legalize your construction, as we said before, and you have to check what the actual rules or regulation of the town council said about this area.
Yeah.
If, for instance, if you can build ground floor, first floor on 90% and retranqueo, as you say before, and you've got 4 floors, it's obvious that you will not get a license for first occupancy.
Yeah.
Unless you adjust the building to what the town council allow you to have. Probably the solution is a regularization of what you have, depending which kind of regularization, through the Junta Andalucía procedure or through the town hall.
You go into the house, you step into a patio at the back, because they're like TARDISes, these houses. You go in and then they go on forever.
Yeah.
And then you come into a patio, and then you see the adjoining walls of the patio, and they're not your walls.
Yeah.
They belong to your neighbors.
Yeah.
So your neighbors have the responsibility for painting those walls, in theory.
Yeah.
Because they own those walls. It's part of their structure.
Yeah.
It borders your patio.
Yeah,
But it's not actually your wall.
Yeah, it's not your wall. Yeah. Here we can find we can find the situation that you say also muro medianero, which when half of the wall correspond to you and half of the wall correspond to your neighbor, of course.
So you share the wall.
Exactly, you share the wall and you maintenance the wall. So your share has to be maintained by you and your neighbors. This is quite common in the old town, this kind of houses. There was no regulation in the past, so people used to, in amicable agreements between the neighbors, used to do these kind of things. But it's not a problem. It used to be it's not a real problem. The problem you find out is when the people pretend to open a window in these walls. Then you have a problem. And
because this has happened quite a lot. People open a window onto somebody else's patio.
Exactly.
And this is their private space.
Exactly.
So
that's a main problem. But I think you've got the civil or the civil court in order to denounce this kind of situation. Okay.
But when you buy a property and there's already windows in that patio that have been there for a very long time,
that's a different situation.
It's a different situation. It's very difficult to enforce that.
No, impossible. Because you have had that situation has been accepted by the owner, by the existing owner. So you say that there is a people looking at your property, okay, and there is no charge that in your description of your property in the nota simple would say that your neighbor can look into your property. You can go into a court case, but it's true that it's being accepted by your neighbor for a long time and may complicate the case. Okay, it's completely different when you move into your property and suddenly your neighbor start open a
door into your patio.
I found quite funny situations that a neighbor with a house and then the other buy the other house, buy the house attached to that one, and they start putting another floor because he had one floor and he put it. And you go to the town council, hey, my window, which has been there for a long time, now look into a wall. And the town council say, but he's authorized, he's entitled to have for
another floor.
Of course, ground floor, first floor is maybe your window. It should not be there. And the thing is that if you don't have that right inscribed in the land registry, in which when you purchase your property, there is a window and it's that your neighbors got abuse into your property. Then it is a problem for the person who live in that property and had that window that is not being recognized in any place. Okay.